Good morning, everyone. Today I want to show you a city where you can swim in the Mediterranean, then you can walk through a 2,700-year-old city, and when you drive up into the mountains, you can ski, and all that in just one day. So first of all, we need to clarify the word Antalya because it describes two different things. When we say Antalya, we could mean the province Antalya, and then we could also mean the capital city of Antalya. The city of Antalya itself holds 2.5 million people by now. When I arrived here first, it had only 100,000 population. It was a very lovely small town. What happened here? Well, the same thing that happens to everyone. You come here, you fall in love, and then you find a way to stay. For me, in the beginning, it was easy. I grew up in Germany, so I'm speaking German. As a German speaker, I was grabbed by the arm and they said, "You can say Guten Morgen, please stay here. We will give you a job, we will give you a car, a home, please work for us." So that made us stay here. Later on, what happened? Well, Antalya became the city where whatever your profession is, you could find a job. That pushed Antalya from 100,000 to more than 2.5 million. It's not only Turkish people. We have a lot of different nationalities living in Antalya itself. The last time I checked, we had tens of thousands Europeans, about 110,000 Russian speaking. That includes Ukrainians, Russians, Tajiks, Kazakhs, Azerbaijanis. It's a vibrant modern city in Turkey. The history of the city starts 2,700 years ago. We have many coastal cities, ruins, Phaselis, Esparge, Olympos. When you look in history, there is a part in history that is called the era of the seafarers. We don't know where these people came from, but they were responsible for robbing these cities, killing everyone, creating problems for everyone. They tried to resist, but at the end it did not work out. So what did they do? They collected all of their belongings and moved up onto this rock formation that is 40 meters above sea level, gives you plenty of water, plenty of ground to grow food, and gives you that protection you would like to have when the pirates are in the waters. Of course, having a natural harbor was another benefit at the end. That was the reason the city was settled here on top, and then it survived. Even today, we have more than 500 rivers coming down these mountains, either into the valley. Some of them even are flowing through the city, and they create one of the most impressive waterfalls you can see in the Mediterranean. So, by the way, this water is fresh water, drinkable, and that was the main reason why people could move up here and create such a large population. Food was in abundance, water was in abundance, it was a secure location. Of course, today when you walk through the old town, there's nothing that you could see from 2,700 years ago. The oldest monument in Old Town is actually Hadrian's Gate. That gate is from 200 after Christ, so simply 1,800 years by now, which is a monument that was the main gate into the old harbor. The one artifact that is 2,700 years old is just 300 meters from the Hadrian's Gate. It's a cemetery that was discovered recently and that has rewritten the history of Antalya. That's how we know that Antalya was first settled 2,700 years ago. Antalya is blessed with a lot of beautiful ruins where you can spend days, actually. My favorite is Phaselis, that's in the northwest at the coast. That's one of the oldest settlements here at the coast, actually. We know that even 3,000 before Christ, they had a steady route by ship from Phaselis to Egypt. It's the city where Alexander the Great stayed between the years 334 to 333 because the passes over the mountains were full of snow. He couldn't get his army over, so he needed to stay for a while in Phaselis. It's one of my favorite locations for taking out my family for a picnic, for a swim, and then we can spend also our day sightseeing in the city. Then up in the mountains we have Termessos. This is where we go when we want to feel like Indiana Jones. It's a ruin up in the mountains which has a very narrow path that leads up, which was the main reason why Alexander the Great could not conquer this city. It made him very angry during his entire life. It's the only city he could not conquer, Termessos. That is also the reason why there are no excavations, because from that narrow path you can't get any cranes up there. So when you walk around in Termessos, you feel like Indiana Jones. You discover every day something new. It's a little bit difficult to get up there, but wow, that's really nice. Then we have Perge and Aspendos. Perge is mentioned in the Bible. St. John has visited this city twice. Beautiful. That's where I can truly explain how a Roman bath functioned, how a market functioned. The whole construction is beautiful. And then Aspendos, I have never seen an antique theater in such a good shape. Side is another location that used to be settled by pirates and became a Roman town later on. We have also natural beauties here. The province Antalya counts more than 21 waterfalls. 3 of these waterfalls are within the city limits of Antalya. In the city itself, we have the big Dudan waterfall, then we have the small Dudan waterfall, and Kurshun waterfall is also within the city limits. Just imagine Antalya sitting on a rock formation, but this rock formation does not cover the entire city. So we have one part of the city that's in the southeast, that is at the coast, and then we have part of the city that's in the northwest, that's at the coast, and in the middle, in between these two parts, we have this rock formation wall where the old city, old town, and the older settlements are located. So in Antalya we have 2 locations where we have a beach. We have Lara Beach, which is the one in the southeast. That's a sandy beach. And then we have Konya Alta Beach in the northeast. That's a pebbles beach. So if you have children, you might want to stay more towards Lara Beach, because that beach is a sandy beach and it's very shallow. It's well suited for children. If you have no children and you want to be more within the city, more amusement, then you can choose a hotel around Konya Alta Beach, because that beach, the water goes deep very fast. So it's like 3 steps and you're above your body height. Ski resorts we have 2. So it's not only one possibility, but 2 possibilities. Both of them are about 1.5 hours in distance. One is only 30 kilometers away. The other one has a little bit more distance, but the road is straight, so you can drive faster. The first one I mentioned is Sakliken, the other one is Davras. And actually, since it's December right now, I will have possibilities to show you some videos in the next coming weeks. Antalya is a city where a lot of people moved in from all parts of Turkey. They brought in their own culture, their own food. So when you drive around Antalya, you can find food from the eastern part of Turkey, from the northern part of Turkey, from all around Turkey. You can find restaurants here. That makes it so nice to live here in Antalya. Of course, we have our own specialties here now. What you should not miss out is the Antalya köfte, which is a type of meatball. And you should try out piyaz. Piyaz is a bean salad with sesame syrup. Then, of course, it's a coastal city, so a lot of fish restaurants that are more concentrated at the harbor area, kebab restaurants, cafes. We have so many possibilities to relax. If you are on a round trip, you did Istanbul, you did Cappadocia, which I have videos for both of them, check out the channel, then Antalya will give you some more relaxed time. I know Istanbul is difficult to do because there's a lot of walk involved. Cappadocia can be difficult because you have to get into the car, get out of the car, get into the car, get out of the car. Antalya on your journey will be the first time that you can relax a little bit more. Staying in Antalya, I would advise to stay close to the city center. Old Town area or surrounding Old Town area will be nice, because as a tour guide, when I pick up people for several excursions, I see that if you live too much to one side of Antalya, yes, you have a shorter drive to one part of the excursions, but then you need almost an hour extra to get to the other side of Antalya to do the other excursions. So it's better to stay in the center, choose a hotel either in Old Town or in the surroundings is a really good idea. So we have a few good excursion possibilities here. Termessos Antique City. We can have a Perge Aspendos sea day excursion. One of my favorites is the Green Canyon excursion. And then I did a video about that one already. It's the Demre Mira Kekova excursion. That's the birthplace of St. Nicholas. Also, Pamukkale is not very far from here. In the morning when we start the drive, it's only 2.5 hours. Antalya city tour excursions offer you most of the time the two waterfalls, the Upper Dudan and the Lower Dudan waterfalls, and either a guided Old Town tour or free time at the Old Town, and a lot of shopping possibilities. That would be a day where you can also rest a little bit.